Hey everybody, welcome back. Slay the Spire. It has music, I promise. You can hear it right there. We've been doing really well. I want to make sure we stay doing really well. But first, my DPI doesn't feel right. Does it feel... Maybe it was right the whole time. Okay. We've been doing pretty well, but don't get a big head. I mean, it only gets more difficult as time goes on. Remove a defend from your deck. It's something... These are some decoded options. Honestly, I'll go Common Relic. 2 upgraded defense. I think you could do worse than that early. I don't know if I'm fully stoked, but you know, by having an upgraded defend, we were able to play 2 strikes instead of 2 defends and take 0 damage. So that's kind of slick with it. Now we're gonna take 2 damage anyway, but that's just kind of that's on me. Well, really, that's not. It's on dual cast, but okay. Now early on. Center your brain. Early on, we need damage. Cold Snap is damage that can scale into the late game. 2 upgraded strikes. I don't see damage that I love here, but you are kind of like a dual cast. Honestly, for me, this might be just remove a basic defend and move on with your lives. I feel like I am not particularly interested in running... Rip and Tear unless we have no other options for defense, and I'm hoping that at some point we'll have other options for defense. This one stings a little bit, it does, but take 4 damage. We are... There's good and bad, let's put it that way. We already have 4 upgraded cards. The problem is it's 2 strikes and 2 defends, but it's not nothing. Now these... I snooze these in a big way, but I guess I'm gonna go White Noise because I feel like early on there's like much more incentive to add a card, because your starting deck is not all that in a bag of potato chips, to put it in the Dr. Evil sort of parlance. So, how we looking right now? I would say like this is a great opportunity to use this for sure. I would say I'm not feeling amazing, but I'm not feeling too bad. Having those upgraded cards will help us out. Having a Echo Form just pop out of the woodwork, that'll obviously help you out. And we shouldn't be taking too much damage from this elite, at least. I like to get ahead. I forgot about Echo Form. That's okay. I like to get ahead on cards. Like have a deck that's capable of doing some serious damage. And then elite farm the first floor, hopefully get like a relic that gives me some sort of confidence, and then move on with my life from that point onwards. Like that's how I like to proceed. So we're not quite there yet because we've only added 1 damage card, really. This is a tough one for me. I don't really mess with overclock most of the time. Maybe there's something to be said. Maybe if we had medical kit or whatever it's called. Self-repair, I think, is almost like a must-take, but I really do want damage, and like a darkness orb can be very effective at taking out the first boss, but I think self-repair, I kind of just can't convince myself not to take it. Juzu Bracelet. I'm gonna upgrade and I'm gonna settle for 1 elite fight. Let's make White Noise free. It'll suck if we eventually face the Timekeeper, but let's, like, worry about that if that ever comes to pass. Okay, Static Discharge. This isn't necessarily the boss you want to be facing with Static Discharge, but it's not bad. And I think, like, we gotta get the show on the road. Would have been nicer to have Echo Form, but I would call it right now, I would say that we live. You're gonna do 20. I'll settle for you do 10 and I summon a lightning. I think we're gonna be in rough shape, but we're gonna live. So let's do Cold Snap first. Then, like, if possible, I would love to minimize the damage taken. I don't know if this slows us down too much by taking 0. Obviously, it would be better to take 1, but like, I don't have the mathematical know-how to necessarily make that happen with our combination of upgraded strikes and defends and so on, but that actually went pretty well. Give me a Core Search for sure. There's no more elites. Give me cheap zap. I'm wary that we have enough damage to kill the boss, but I think to some extent, whether or not we have enough damage to kill the boss, I don't know if it'll fully come down to the power that we get from white noise, but it'll be influenced by it. Let's put it that way. Another cold snap. More damage, please. More damage. Me personally, I actually really like boot sequence. But, I mean, defrag is kind of like all reliable, right? I take that over a removal. Defrag is pretty valuable, I think. I just love that, like, self-repair gives us the ability... There we go. To take a little bit of damage on a boss fight, which is very typical, without necessarily, like, backsliding into oblivion, you know? Please draw self-repair on this one. This would be so huge. Alright, whatever. Like, we don't slowly slide into death just because we took a little bit of damage. Because self-repair allows us to sort of, like, stay level. So now I feel pretty darn good about where we're at, especially because we do have a flex potion combined with, of course, core surge. But I will say, and maybe this is, like, the greediest greed that's ever been greeded. There's a part of me that's like, I don't think we need it. I'm just thinking about this for a second. I can take it down to 84.79. If I hit you, you're not gonna 78.5. I shouldn't have split you. No, because that it hit twice because of gold-plated cables. That's one where we really should have just done the math, to be honest with you. Why didn't I? Lazy. Nothing else really to say about it. Sometimes when I play a video game, I get a little bit lazy from time to time. It's been known to happen. 15 damage, plus possibly you get hit one more time by the lightning. I can live with that. I don't necessarily love being frail, but that's what the frost orbs are there for. Let's get some dual-casted lightning. It's gonna sting. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna sting a little bit, but I think we make it through. And if we could make it through and keep our flex orb, that would be a pretty big positive for me. And what are we taking? 1 damage. 1 damage is okay, it's one of the lowest numbers, as Prezzo would say. So let me see here. You're looking like you're in a bad spot. In fact, your slimes are already dead. Now, the one thing I'll say, we need an Echo Form. It's the best card available. And here, I don't mess with Velvet Choker. I do occasionally mess with Runic Pyramid. I don't think we have any cards right now that we really feel like we need to save, but that can change. It's always just nice to have more options in your hand, I guess. I really like the idea of transforming our 2 strikes and our unupgraded defend, and then transform 3 cards and upgrade it. Let me see what we get out of it. 2 go for the eyes and a cool-headed. I think that's a pretty good result. Now this is where we have to think. We don't have electrodynamics, so I don't think we're like elite farming on floor 2. I think we want this shop so we have a little bit more money. Maybe we could buy a relic if our HP looks okay. Buffer's kind of nice. Defrag's obviously nice. Having a melter would go crazy. I think we need... I mean, you almost always want to have, like, more orbs. Don't get me wrong. I'm just trying to think about what cards would really hit for us. That was not the right play. You have Echo Form, act like it. Sorry, over dramatic. We make it out anyway. Saves. Didn't get to play self-repair, but... Don't need it, don't need it, don't need it. What do we want to see? This is... If we know what we want to see, then we know when we see it. Mummified Hand, as far as relics go. Mummified Hand is like, on the defect, it might always be S tier in my estimation from what little I know. Shops, we don't need to remove cards. We'd love to add, like, more draw? More draw? And maybe, like... I mean, this might just be, like, a Frost Focus build. This might be, like, just look for Glacier. Loop. Aggregate. I'm a pretty simple guy. I really do see like a boot sequence early saving us because most of our block is coming from Frost Orbs that we're not necessarily drawing on turn 1. So I'll live with that. And honestly, maybe not the worst time for an Essence of Steel. Now, you have Echo Form, pay attention. Here, well, let's run the numbers, man. If we run Defrag, Cold Snap, and admittedly, we still had a pretty good chance to draw some Go for the Eyes, which would pull some extra damage off too, while summoning 2 Frosters. Okay, but let's start. Defrag, Cold Snap, is 2 Frost Orbs that block a total of 8 damage. Cold Snap, Defrag, Cold Snap is... Wait, not 8 damage. They would block 7. They would block 14 damage. No, they would block 12 damage. Cool-headed Cold Snap would summon 4 orbs. One of them would be... I think we gotta play cool-headed first, man. And getting a Go for the Eyes is like... That's what we needed. And then it's either Defrag, Cold Snap, or it's Cold Snap. But I think it might be Cold Snap. We take 3 damage. We make up for that with 1 self-repair on turn 1. That seemed like a pretty accidentally decent synergy to me. We're gonna lose our golds. We're not outputting like nearly enough damage. Okay, well, lose your gold, but don't lose your mind, you know? Get double self-repair out there so we stay as frosty as possible. I mean, there was no chance, but that was our only chance. We lose a lot of gold off of that, actually. I'm a little disappointed in myself, but... 144. I snooze on that. Okay, 144 to the shop. I'm adding another ball lightning. Wait, do I have enough to remove? I mean, if we're removing anything, it sounds crazy, but like I kind of feel like removing a dual cast is the play. I don't know. That's vibes based. I'm not saying it's based on anything concrete. I just don't feel excited to be drawing it right now, which makes me feel like the right thing to do is to get rid of it. But I might have lost my mind officially. It's been suggested. Now you are annoying, but with enough draw, I can make you weak. For forever. I'm hoping. I would... Bartleby the Scrivener playing Slay the Spire. I would prefer not to take damage here. Keep the Ice Orbs active. I know... Oh, we're not taking any because it triggers twice. Huge. You have to play Echo Form. That means we will be taking damage here, but the Echo Form is non-negotiable, and you make up for it on the long tail with a self-repair. On this one, we want Ice Orbs, so double up on those. Obviously, we want the weakness as well, and obviously we want to hit you with everything we got. I actually feel like maybe we could be elite farming on this floor. We should do better against, like, single-target enemies. So the wide enemies are going to be annoying unless we get, like, an Electrodynamics, but... We got a good thing going here. This is probably self-evident, but it all goes wrong if we die. Incense Burner! Let's go, man! I skip overclock. I just don't trust it. Now, what do you mean when you say it all goes wrong when you die? Well, I know it sounds self-evident, but like, if we don't die on a fight, we might heal for 7 to 14. If we do die, we're not going to heal for anything. So obviously, if we die, it's over. Do we want to upgrade 2 attacks? It's really just going to give us damage. Like a little extra damage. It doesn't give us any extra orbs or anything. Which makes me think that we could probably, like, do better. But something this deck lacks right now, it doesn't have, like, a card that I'm thrilled to draw. Except Echo Form when I draw it the first time. Because it doesn't come around again yet. Well, you know... It's 145 gold for 2 playable cards getting upgraded. I guess we take those, and, like... We're getting pretty close to the whole deck being upgraded. If we ever get a relic that allows us to do something else at a campfire, I think we'd be happy that like all of our good cards, or almost all of our good cards, are essentially upgraded already. I do worry again though that we struggle from a damage standpoint. Now I could lose 1 gold to skip this fight, but I want to get the mask, I think, here, and I'm feeling reasonably confident in myself that we can make that happen. I love Incense Burner too. Like that's a relic that I'll try to pay attention to. Possibly fail, but now I'm thinking you play this, right? No, first you play Core Surge, then you play this, and then you get to keep the strength. Okay. So you're cooked. I could do 14 damage, then you'd possibly die, or I could block for 6. Buddy. Yeah! Static Discharge. I mean, this is just... Having not gotten Echo Form yet is bad. But this is what we lost 12 HP to get a Flex Potion, which is amazing. And then also, like, either weak on enemies turn 1 or removing an artifact from them. Like, that's big. So I think you just double up on your Echo Form. If you draw them both on the same turn, you'll be disappointed. But it's not really so that we can have 2 Echo Forms. Although if it worked out like that, I wouldn't be upset. It's more so that we can have twice the chance to draw Echo Form early. Roughly twice, I guess. So we definitely play those. Take a little bit of damage, make it up on the long tail with... Oh, this is a beautiful turn, man! Because now that Echo Form got doubled. I don't know if this is going to double or not. But get out of my... It is. Get out of my face either way. So I think our first 3 cards are going to be doubled now. And we still want to, like, not take damage. If your first 3 cards are going to be doubled, just start with some Frost Orbs. Now, do we really need to double up on Boot Sequence? I think you could do worse. And we're still taking damage. We could play Core Surge, and because it kills, it won't double. I'm going to double up on my Defend and then just push a Zap. This guy's got lots of HP. We got time to play Self-Repair, so don't sweat that. So we'd love to defrag first. That Storm pickup is working gangbusters for us. That only works once, so this is going to work twice. Okay, now you can see the method to the madness, man. And we didn't even have to use any potions to cook this one up. Now, we still want to play Self-Repair. So for me, ideally, I actually like wouldn't kill this guy on this turn. I want to wait at least 1 extra turn to hopefully get Self-Repair. It worked. You're cooked, buddy. You've been out since the day you were born. We don't need him. And Matrushka is just nice. This is a rare situation where the second act, I feel like, has saved my life. I feel very pleased with my 19-card deck. Honestly, I don't even want bites, man. We got a 1-card bite called Self-Repair. I refuse this one. I refuse the oeuvre. Now, honestly, let's get an Echo Form that doesn't decay if we draw it accidentally. Let's see what our power might be here. I'll just hit you with a creative AI on the house. Sure, why not? Now, I'm not getting braggadocious because things can go wrong mighty quick in this world. This is an insane turn to get a Static Discharge. I'm doing that just to purge the artifact, to be honest with you. But we aren't going to take damage, but trust me, that lightning's getting summoned. You took my Echo Form, you piece. Oh, fine, I'll put down my Echo Form. Joke's on you, I got another frickin' Echo Form. Actually, Bias Cognition, Core Surge could go kind of crazy too if we get him in the right order. You took my Core Surge, man. This is outrageous. Of course, there's a temptation to play Bias Cognition. Losing 2 focus per turn is gonna suck. But it takes 4 turns to feel the burn on that one. Nah! I think this is a situation where you say, why mess with it? Just, you know, focus on the brass tacks here. We don't really need to play self-repair. I put up 0 block, so that's, like, sobering. But Echo Form in hands. Huge if we're not taking a big hit this turn, because then we can just play Echo Form, and now I'm like, now we're back. Now we're back. Okay. We need block, though, but block should not be hard to come by. Double up on Go for the Eyes. We get 3 doublings. Double up on Boot Sequence. Double up on Cool Headed. I still have tons of energy. Go for the Eyes again. 43 damage. Get cooked. 43 block. 43 damage when 43 block walks in. So it's over for you. I mean, it feels like you could start getting the biased out there. Do I really? I mean, I guess we could gain 16 focus. But we'll lose 4 focus per turn. But like, a lightning doing 20 damage right off the jump is pretty solid. Let's go capacitor mode here. Then get definitely as many lightning orbs as possible. This feels pretty good. You gotta be careful with the bias cognitions, but it feels pretty good. Okay, Storm. Defrag. Yeah, it's over. Okay, we get there. We get there. I love it. Well, this is tricky. I was gonna say I love electrodynamics, and it's true, I do. But a Seek to give you your Echo Form is really like what you need, right? That Echo Form is the win condition in and of itself. Electrodynamics would be, it's nice for the encounters we go through, but I think a Seek giving us any card is probably worth more. You can no longer see enemy intents. This is a situation where I'm like, I don't feel like we have anything to remove, really. I don't really want to double the effectiveness of potions. I think it's a freaky choice, but I think we go Runic Dome, man. I do. Now, this is where we're going up against a anti-power build. It's a little spooky. So you're doing like, I don't know, 10 damage right off the, maybe 15 damage right off the bat. But that's why we take Boot Sequence. Beautiful. In my personal opinion, fighting one enemy, we don't have to double up on Echo Form. I could double up on my orbs instead. Obviously play Defrag. Any more zero-cost Andrews in the deck? If not, grab a Burn. I know it seems a little crazy. But at least we won't be drawing the Burn next turn. Love it, man. We love it. Okay. So without being able to see what the enemies are doing, we got to use our noggin a little bit more. But I'm not necessarily feeling like we're in a horrible situation. Given the circumstances, what would I cut? I think a basic strike. The defends are just like lower risk to hold on to, I think. Especially if you got a Runic Dome type setup. And we probably won't be able to draw what we play, so just get this out of here. Right? As long as we draw Echo Form turn 1, I'm feeling pretty good about our overall standing. And then, honestly, let's take the easy way out. Just give me, like, double lightning on this. And then I'm going to operate under a simple principle against the Thorns, which is, like, whenever possible, don't attack them. We basically have nothing else to do but this. So this turn might actually suck a lot for us. But that's where you play your doubled self-repair and you don't cry about it. I think you just double defend, as sad as it is. And then, I mean, we could seek a Core Surge, but what if this guy's attacking me? We don't want to seek a Core Surge. What we want to do is draw self-repair. Ah, loop! You screwed me. I do feel like we have a very thin deck, which is good in the sense that it allows us to feel more comfortable adding something like Bullseye, which will lead to 50% more damage from our lightning orbs, particularly on the boss. So we don't really need a campfire. If anything, I think we should try to elite farm here. And then you draw Seek turn 1, take your ethereal Echo Form, because your other Echo Forms will... it'll hold if you don't have the chance to play it. So it can whip around. You should actually take your worst Echo form. The man's Echo maxing. It's a heinous draw, I think. We're going to take some heat, but we make up for it on the long tail with the doubled self-repair. Intangibility. You love to see it. Double my self-repair. Happily add a capacitor. You're probably attacking, so let's get that artifact down. I'm now reaching a dangerous point in Slay the Spire. And you're going to say, NL, what do you mean by that asinine statement? Here's what I'm thinking. I'm reaching the point where now I'm starting to believe my own hype. I'm starting to think I'm good at the game, and it's not merely that I've been playing like higher level Ascensions than this on my phone, so this seems easy by comparison. I'm starting to believe that I'm like, you know, the Awakened One, reborn. Which I think is bad. I think it's bad for business. I don't think you want that. You know what I think you do want? One Darkness Orb to channel a buttload of damage. You should, if that's the right decision, which it may not be, my position is you should be proud of me for taking it. Why not? Because it is thinking not with archetypes. Because this is not a darkness-themed deck. Yeah, give me the double focus. This is me adding a card that just feels like it fits. And then, like, evoking it for 18, which is pretty weak, honestly, but we kind of got the cycle going already. This is me adding a card that just seems like it's good, not adding a card that's good for... like, that has the same keywords as the cards we're already rocking. You know what I'm saying when I say things like this? Not really. Give me a cool headed off of this. I'd happily zap, and then I like Darkness at the end, so it gets more time for the focus to pop. And this is why I took that super self-repair, because I didn't know what kind of stuff was coming down. And then I'll double up on this right here, and I'll smack you around a little bit, and I'll thank you for the privilege of doing so. A little bit of damage, what do we care, man? Let me get a bullseye off this one so that the Darkness Orb ruins your life. Compile driver, we need the draw. Now we're adding a few cards, but they're cards that I feel good about adding. I'm gonna do this the hard way. I want that extra strength early. 14 and 14 damage. So this. I'm gonna play the self-repair. It pains me a touch to play the self-repair, but now you are gonna be high priority here, but you gotta play that. It's the only option. 4 damage, but we don't. It's gonna be more than 4 damage. So you're gonna be a little annoying as well. But I'll play this regardless. Echo form being out there, I think means we're okay. Now you gotta go. We're intangible this turn. It's a beautiful thing. Double up on the powers. We can live with it. Draw me. I don't think I can play the Echo form. I don't think it would be responsible to play the Echo form. I think I have to kill you to make the most of buffer. So you're gonna buffer this big hit, I'm assuming. It wasn't even that big. Now, I'm just gonna admit it. I don't really know what you do next. So I'm confused. I definitely feel like we could use more Frost. And then let's get a Dark Orb out there at the back, which will really kill you with this lock-on eventually. Yeah, you do a nasty hit, but we make it through. Super focus. A beautiful compile driver. And 2 blocks, because I don't know what attacks you got coming out next. Big ones. You're cooked. Okay, we're farming. We're elite farming. Normal enemies drop an additional card reward. In the same way that I find it hard to understand on an emotional level, I understand it on a logical level. But on an emotional level, I find it hard to understand why Cracked Crown is bad, because it takes a reward away from you. I kind of find it hard to understand why Prayer Wheel is so good. But that's on me. Go ahead and give me... I'll take 2 Madness. Obviously, if it hits Echo Form, we're laughing all the way to the bank. I think this is our path. There's no more elites. Let's hit a shop. Let's hit a campfire. Matrushka Stone Calendar is very nice, I think. That's one that's easy to understand. And then I think you don't even have to look, man. Exact change for Bottled Lightning. Put a Seek into your hand. Seek Madness and Echo Form? Mist or Beast? Try Finger Butthole? Can I say that? Is that demonetizable? I'm just reading messages from Elden Ring, people. This is not... It's not anything crazier than that. Should go ahead and get a 0-cost Madness. Gain 222 useless gold for nothing. Don't mind if I do. Now, this is the way I play. Bad Echo Form and cheap Madness. Now, I gotta be careful, but I sort of feel like I can do Ice, Lightning, Dark, because this is the order that I want them to evoke. And then we can play everything, including a Madness, as long as our hand doesn't draw, like, 2-cost cards. Yeah. Now, we could double up on an Echo Form, but these guys kind of hit hard. So I think it would be nice to actually, like, ruin your life and kill you. Sorry. This will draw, like, 6 cards as well, which is disgusting. White Noise gives us an Electrodynamics, which is also disgusting. You're already dead. Let's start working. It might be better to, like, Bullseye first, and then Ball Lightning you, and you'll start taking even more damage out of this. You're already dead. You're not dead. We're probably gonna get hit. That's 10 block as far as I'm concerned. Not that bad. And then this turns intangible. So I just want to make sure that I can kill you, which we can. Alright, totally fine. Energy Potion. There's probably... Like, if I was going to rebound... I don't even know what you want to rebound. Like a Frost Generator, probably. But I think we're drawing enough that we can make it work. I also think we can afford to add another Compile Driver. Now, it would be nice to be at full HP so we can upgrade a card, but I don't think it's like a... It's a necessity. That was fraught with danger. We made it, though. Okay, so you play your Defend. Oh, you play Compile first, maybe? Little luck involved, but we take those. We take a little Zane when the Zane offers itself up thusly. Okay. Honestly, I kind of feel like the first thing to do when we get 2 doubles is let's purge your artifacts so we're more likely to weaken you. And then I would like to double up on Frost. You do 12 damage. Okay. I'm like 12 damage. Or maybe we need 10 damage and Frost? I just felt like maybe this Frost Orb blocked enough damage to justify it. I think it blocked exactly enough. Okay. You're attacking. We don't need to double up on Go for the Eyes, though. We could double up on Cold Snap because we love the Frost Orbs. And then pray for goodness from 2 powers. Not as much block as I would have liked, but not bad, I think. We didn't even take any damage. So I would say, like, the last step for us is we really want to, like, play self-repair for value. Please draw it. Huge. Dude, we done it again. Skip it. They're not upgraded. I really like Chill. The boss starts with enemies there. We could... Fission's good too, but the boss starts with enemies there. So I think Chill, like, is just a bonus for us. We play it, and then it's gone from our deck forever, but it gave us the orbs as well. So you all... And it's... just let me look at this for a second. Like, I think you cool-headed... Well, you might as well chill. Well, we already have our zero-cost madness in hand. You know what you do? Sack 1 turn to the devil. That's beautiful. Echo me. Echo me. One of these. One of these. We might as well get the frost out there, and I'm not worried about that. So now we already have... I guess we could have played an echo later and then gotten 3 instead of 2, but this still seems like real nice to me. Might as well pop it. And then these guys have got to start going. So let's start with the basics. I would love to draw 2 cards. Defrag, I mean, I get that it makes you stronger, but it's kind of, I think it's the gift that keeps on giving. And then how about a lethal rebounded ball lightning? And hopefully we can start to play our bullseye now that we're taking the trash out. Similarly, I think this is a beautiful compile. Let's get 2... Let's get 2 powers out of this. Storm, buffer, it's something. I don't know. He's becoming quite strong, but I'm not, like, sweating it that much. Because, like, just a little bit of that, and all of a sudden, it's like, hold it right there, mister. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to bet that you're going to die. I'm going to insure it. Now we need to get some orbage going around here. Particularly some frosties. Because that's where the bulk of our block comes from. Did a lot of damage with the lock on there, though. And you didn't even do anything. That's beautiful, man. Okay. I'll compile on you. Enjoy the draw. Summon some extra lightning. Ruin your life. Draw a little bit. Core Surge would be nice, but it's also nice to hopefully minimize our odds of taking damage. And then here, I'm like, this feels like an amazing time to summon some darkness. And then just... Oh, they only let me play it once, huh? I was going to say, and then just simmer. Like, the longer you can stay back there, the better. This turn, you're not doing anything. So let's just hit you with something like that. I'd like you to have some time to work, but I don't think it's going to happen. Give me 2 lightning boys. Summon one of these. Hit him where it hurts. And Stone Calendar popped. Ooh. Seems like a cool-headed start to me. You're not weak at all, so let's make you, like, I don't know, weak for 6 turns. Bullseye goes crazy. Rebound Ball Lightning. We probably should be popping our potions, but, like, it's also worth acknowledging that I think it's, like, completely irrelevant. That was really good, and dare I even say that was pretty clean. He did 978 damage. Yes, okay, listen, you're gonna be like, you keep taking Echo Form? You remember what they gave me in that first shop? I don't even remember. Like, it was all for 1, which is not built for the deck that I had at the end of Act 1. It was Echo Form, and it was like, I don't even remember, man. But it was a no-brainer choice. So don't get on my case, Straw Man. When we come back, Ascension 8. Hope you've enjoyed the episode so far. One day we will lose, I promise you. For now, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Upside a great deal. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. And I will see you next time. See ya!